Hello everyone. Let's solve today's Shastra question, where we have got two brilliant strategists named Alex and Belly. They have discovered a magical array of treasures hidden in the forest. The array is filled with the numbers representing the treasures. The game began with Alex and Belly taking turns picking the treasures, starting with Alex. We are always going to start with Alex. So, the rules of this game is really simple. We are only pick the boxes, or players can only pick the boxes from either end of the array, either the rightmost part or either the leftmost part. Okay. uh Both of these players are really smart, so they know how to maximize their scores optimally. The game ends when array becomes empty. So uh, what's the output, or what we really want to get on the end side of the problem? So if Alex wins the matches, the output is true. Or if the matches ties, the output is true. But when Bellis wins the matches, the output is false. Since both of these players are really smart, so we need to come up with a solution which can match the level of them. And here are the input formats and output formats and constraints, so you can look to them while solving the questions. So let's see what approach we can use. I'll be going to use the dynamic programming. Why so? Because it breaks down the problem into smaller subproblems, and the solution of that subproblems can be helpful and can help to get the final output of the program. So let's see how we are going to do it. Please remember the thing while solving this question, the game gets end while when the array get empty. Okay. So we need to keep up with these points. It is going to be very helpful while solving the problems. Okay. So specifically, I am going to use the 1D DP array and the bottom-up approach to solve the problem, which means I am going to convert the whole array into smaller sub-array to the big array. Okay. And the output of each sub-array is going to get the final output for my problem. So let's say when the size of the sub-array is 1. So at that point, each value of the original array, okay, each value of the original array gets stored in the DP or the dynamic array, which can be used to. So in dynamic array, we are going to store the difference between Alex scores and the Bellis scores. When the difference is positive or zero, the output is true, but when it is not, the output is false. We have already seen when the size of the array is 1. So at that point, the DP array looks like this. But when the size of the array becomes 2, which means we are only going to consider these 2 points. Okay, 3 and 9, then 9 and 1, 1 and 2 in this way. So during this, the with problem or the solution of each DP array is going to be the max points between this. Why the max points? Since we know that we are getting the maximum of these values. So here is the difference between Alex points and the Bellis points. We are going to get the max of this difference. The max answer of this contributes to the Alex points or Alex sides. Okay. The same operation repeats while increasing the length of the subarray. We have started with the 1, then the size of the array gets 2, then 3, and till the original array. Why this? We are going in the reverse order, so we can get to know that when the length is equal to the length of the original array, when the length of subarray is equal to the length of the original array, at that point of time the array is empty. We have took all the possible values of the original array. So on the DP of 0, which is at the first pointer of the dynamic array, the answer is stored. And when the answer is 0 or more than 0, the output is true, or if not, it is false. We know that. So the operation is repeated until the length of the original array, and at the end of the array, at the end of the whole operation, the output of the DP of 0, or at the first pointer of the DP array, going to help to going to help us to get the final value, or to get the output of the whole problem set. So let's code this up and see if it works or not. So let's see how we are going to solve this problem in the code. We have declared one t variables which is going to indicate our test cases, and while the test cases are positive and we are getting those test cases, we are going to solve this array, okay, or solve this function. Let's declare the function where we will get full the operation done. Here we will get the size of the array. Let's define the original array where we will get the user inputs. Okay, let's declare one more array which is DP array or 1D DP array. And since we know that we are going to use the bottom up approach, the solution might look like in the reverse order of the original, or how it goes in our brain. Okay, so let's code this up. So let's do this. Okay, so since we are going to consider a length for the subarray, so the time complexity of this problem might looks like n square. Let's code this up, and final output you will see in the end of the whole coding part. Results are equal to n length plus square. So again we are going to store a variable, or going to get the pointer for each pointing each variable of the DP array. Okay, the test condition over here looks like this, where we are doing nothing by. Also a second pointer which says the pointer of values. So this pointer shows the pointer of Alex, and this pointer shows the pointer of Valley. How at what point Valley is going to get the, or on which point, from which point Valley is going to get the treasures, and from which point Alex is going to get the treasures. Okay, both of them cannot get the same treasures, so we need to keep this in the mind. So if the condition is there when I and j is the same, so at that point the length of my sub array is 1. So at that point all the pointers of my, or all the values of my DP is going to the same as original array. Okay, and when it's not, it looks different. So let's see how we are going to get this. So at this point, I'm going to store the maximum of difference between Alex points and the Bally's points. So Alex points minus I plus one. So at this point, I'm going to store the difference between Alex points and the Bally's points. And at the end of this question, since we know that at the end of this question, we know that at the zeroth pointer or at the first pointer of the DP, our winner is there. Okay, or the points of our winner is there. So to get these points or to see these points, we are only going to access the first pointer of the DP. If it's greater than or equal to 0, the output is true. So we are straight away going to write that. And if not, we know that it's false. So let's run this up and see we are getting a proper output or not. So let's run this and see if we are getting our output correct or not. So yeah, we have got proper output. Let's submit this code and see. Yeah, man, we got the proper output. So here is the whole approach of the question. For more diving deep into the question, do subscribe the Sastra and solves questions on regular basis. See ya.